up, YouTube? It's your boy Isaiah back with another video. And if you new here, hi, my name is Isaiah, and welcome to That's So Isaiah Nation. I hope you enjoy being over here because I'm so happy to be over here. I'm so happy to see you guys. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and also don't forget to share this with a friend if you want to. You know, so you know you can become so they can become a part of the crew too, because I actually want y'all to be a part. So yeah, but enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into the intro.
Hey.
All right, y'all. So I'm actually so happy to be back. Like, I miss doing this. I just been so lazy. Like, no shit. I've been so freaking lazy. Like, I really sometimes hate that I'm a lazy person. I just think that's really just how I was brought up. Like me and my family, we really also hear like squeaking. This is my chair I'm sitting on, so you hear like squeaking, please ignore it. But yeah, I just very much realized that I am naturally lazy, and I honestly would say definitely I'm working on it. I'm trying to be less lazy, which is why I do shorts more. And I know y'all be like, we want to see more. We want to see the full effect. We want to see the full effect of Isaiah. We want to see what he really up to. So here it is, you know. And also one more thing before we get into this video, like a true baddie would, don't forget to follow my Instagram. My Instagram is right here. It's gonna be right here, or here, or here. So yeah, but enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into this video like a real baddie. Okay, so today's video, y'all, I'm actually going to be doing basically a story time for you guys. Like, the story time is going to be about very much the same story time I did in my shorter version, which you call here like the full story. I only did like half of the story. Like, I really didn't care like the full one. So this is basically the story time of how I stole some stuff from CVS, or how I got caught stealing at CVS. And this is like really like, we listen and we don't judge, but I don't really care if y'all judge me for real. At this point, I was super young. I really didn't know nobody. I was really desperate. I was something else. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get to it. So it started off really like, it really started off like I met some friends in my apartment complex or whatever, and everything else. I met some friends or whatever because I was really desperate for friends, because I was still grieving me losing my mom. I was just like, I was going through it. I was just desperate for friends, desperate for like love. So I met these two girls. I do not know their names. I do not remember their names, but we're gonna just call them we're gonna call them Tina and Brittany or whatever. Not my other bestie Brittany or whatever, but like we're gonna call her Brittany or whatever. But yeah, but yeah. So Brittany, and we're gonna call the other girl Kay or whatever. So Brittany and Kay or whatever. We just like we basically just like, you know, outside chilling, talking, and Brittany was like, I want some snacks for real. I was like, girl, me too. I want some snacks too, but like, I ain't got no money. Do you got money? Like, you got 20? And he was like, no, I ain't got no money or whatever. And I was like, well, girl, honestly, like, I was like, guess we can maybe get none. And she was like, we can steal it. And I was like, confused. I was like, who finna steal? Because it's not gonna be me. I ain't trying to go to jail. Like, I'm too freaking cute. Like, face never declines. I don't
Period.
jail, like, literally. And I just know she was like, yeah, let's go steal, you know, And I was like, know what? I'm desperate. Let's go get some chocolate. Like, I'm gonna give me like piece of chocolate and we're done. So like, she made it even more crazier. So she brought a bag and everything. Like, she this like mini bag, kind of like this type of bag, like, but even smaller. Like, it was like this type of bag, whatever. So yeah, I was like, what the heck? And I was like, you brought a bag and everything? She's like, yeah. I was like, no, what? You right. So she put some snacks in there. She grabbed, you know, things, you know, both. Like, I'm 13 at the time. Kay was I think 13 or 14. I don't remember, but I think she was 13. Whatever. Like, me and her was really tight for it. Me and her still talk to this day. No, I haven't talked to her over a year or whatever. Me and Brittany, we haven't talked either or whatever. So yeah, Brittany was like, you know, holding the bag or whatever. She was like, okay, I'm put that in there. You know, we put like random stuff in there, you know, grabbed like some slime. We grabbed a lot of stuff instead of snacks or whatever. Like, I grabbed me a couple snacks to put some in my pocket. We walked out at first to make it seem like we were just looking around, and then we ran. And mind you, I'm Mind you, I'm sitting here like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I'm doing this. We about to go to jail, so like I'm scared to walk past through the freaking scan things or whatever. The first thing I'm walking slow, and the first thing the other people just running. I'm like, I'm like, Brittany, really? Y'all really gonna leave me like that? He was like, you better run. I'm like, okay, cool. So we walk and then we run, and then it's like after that, it felt good. And the moment I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta do this again. And that's when I became so influenced, because I'm so easily influenced now. Am I easily influenced now? I know how to say no with grace. I know how to, I know right from wrong or whatever. So yeah, I was like, let's do this. So I just know that when it finally got time for us to like, just eat the snacks, whatever. We had snacks or whatever. We had fun. And then one time I wanted to go give me some Oreos because I love Oreos. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm gonna steal some Oreos. I was like, no, it would be crazy if I did. I was like, no way. So I got me a bag. I don't have the bag anymore, of course, or whatever. So I had this bag and I put like the stuff in the bag or whatever, or I put it in my hoodie and stuff like that. And I would act like I'm looking for things they sell, and I was like, dang, I ain't got nothing to sell. Like I would pull the same act and they would always fall for it or whatever, which I thought they'd fall for it. So I would do that, and I would do it over and over and over. And I remember one time my friend was with me this time, and we both got something. We stole some Oreos together. She got her the Oreo ice creams. I got the regular Oreos, and I took some home or whatever. And it's like after that, my grandmother was like, okay, what you got some Oreos from? And of course I lied. It was like, oh, I got them from a friend or whatever, which I stole them. She didn't know that, and thank God she's not gonna be able to see this video at all. But yeah, I just know I was like, yeah, I got it from a friend. She was like, okay, cool. So it's like, after that moment, it was like, it was just like kind of crazy. And it's like, I'm like, okay, cool, let's go ahead and go, let me go ahead and like, I'm gonna get more. So I went to go get more, and this time this is when I got caught or whatever. This time I got some Oreos, like some Oreos, those cup Oreos that you have the cup in there. It was kind of like this. I have a lot of stuff everywhere, but it was kind of like this, like or whatever, like this size, like this or whatever. And I was like walking out, and I'm thinking I'm cool. I'm wearing a jacket, but the jacket I'm wearing reveals that I'm stealing. And I still have the jacket to this day. It was like a Mickey Mouse jacket, and I put it in there, and then I walked out. And I like nothing happened. And then it's like the next probably a few to 3 days after I just left my aunt's house. My aunt used to stay in the same complex as me, which she don't stay anymore, of course. But yeah, she used to stay in the same complex as me. I was coming from her house. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go steal something. Like, I'm gonna go steal. I told myself this is my last time stealing something. Like I'm done. I ain't gonna steal no more. And I just know when I was walking, one of the staffs saw me and was like, hey, stop, you can't come here. And I said, what I do? Like acting innocent, knowing that I freaking messed up. I was like, what I do? And the person was like, you can't go, my manager said you can't come in here. And I was like, why? And it was like, and knowing the reason why, and she just didn't tell me why. And she was like, yeah, my manager said you can come in here, so have a nice day. And I'm like just saying, I got the money, and it's like, I just know I basically left. And I felt so embarrassed. I felt embarrassed, but I felt shocked. And I was like, thank God it was just her. It was better than her than the freaking police, because of my grandmother probably would kill me. And then it's like after that moment, it was like after that moment, I went home with my bags or whatever, and then I just acted like everything was cool until my uncle, the one that stayed with me, found out that I was stealing from CVS, because our cousin works there, and I guess they told her or whatever, and she told him, and then he came home one time, and I was just gonna talk to him or whatever, and he was like, the next time still I'm gonna tell grandma. And I was like, thank God he didn't tell her, because she back. I'm sorry, I set a timer for 10 minutes because I didn't want this video to be too long, but I'm gonna just tell you like, say the story part, then we're done. But yeah, it was just like crazy. And it's like I just knew that after he found out that I basically was just like, stealing, I was like, okay, no, but you're right. And I was just like basically banned from CVS, and I never went to CVS ever again. I was like, I'm not going to CVS no more, And then it was like after that moment, it was like I was like, no, what, cool, I ain't gonna steal no more. Until one time, me and this other guy, I'm not gonna say I know his name, I'm not gonna say his name, we're gonna just call him G or whatever. Me and G basically, like, G was like, I want to some snacks. And and the first thing in my head, after I told myself I'm not gonna steal no more, I was like 14 at this time. I was like, we can go, we can go steal, da da da. And the first thing he was like, oh, you can go to jail. And mind you, I don't know how his behind never got caught, cause he'll walk out with the stuff, like literally with the stuff in his hand, and they will look at him, and I'd be like, but y'all gonna ban me from the store, and he didn't get banned, but like, I gotta like demonstrate. Let me just demonstrate real quick. So let's say he stole these donuts, right? He walk out like this. So I'm walking the stuff in my bag. He walk like this.
Literally like this.
With it showing that, hey, I'm still in this, and then I watch him, and I'd be like,
I'm like, that's some BS. I thought someone's got to work up there, so I don't freaking know. But I'd be like, that's crazy.
it is like he never got caught, or I don't know, but yeah, and it's like me, this other dude got called, and my other friend, her name, I know her name, I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm gonna call her M or whatever, and she got banned too, and I was like, that's some BS. I was like, that's crazy that we got banned from CVS, but the other kids didn't get banned for it. And I remember I wanted revenge so bad. I wanted to go out there and be like, hey, this guy up here, my friend, or what? He's not my friend or whatever, but he's still up there too. So I'm not sure keep an eye on him. Like, I want to be revengeful so bad, but I didn't because I was too scared to do it or whatever. And plus, I didn't want to start no drama. But yeah, but that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I very much know I try to make it as funny or whatever, or as interesting. I didn't want to make it sound boring, but I very much learned my lesson. And the more to the story is, do not steal. If you ain't got no money, just wait till you get older to get a job. Don't be like me and just steal because you ain't got no money or whatever. But like I said, literally my grandmother is so straight. Like, anytime I would ask her for money or whatever, she'll say no, or she said I gotta do something for her. Even if I still did something for her, she still would say no. So that's when we really started the stealing process. But honestly, that doesn't excuse what I did. I still messed up. I still very much was in the wrong. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Always stay like a true baddie. Always make sure no one tell you that you ain't a baddie, because you will always be one in my eyes. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and just have a nice day. Thank you guys so much, and kiss, mwah. Bye.